All right, guys, you know, if you've watched me enough, I don't usually do this, but this interview is pretty cool because we talk heavily about the Sorry Summer EP. It's with Duhon again, obviously. But guys, go listen to that if you haven't listened to it on your own. Come up with your own ideas, your own things that you found and heard, because we talk about it extensively in this video. So go do your own listening before you hear what we have to say about it. Thank you guys and enjoy. One thing that I've noticed and I really like when albums or tapes or whatever do this is like when they flow together so well, like you don't even realize like you're listening to the next song type of thing.
Yep.
And it gets me because now I like don't even really I know like a couple of the names to the sound and all that stuff, but it's
Yeah.
like for the most part it's like, oh shit, I'm already on like another song, what the hell. Like, but I love when albums do that, so it's like it's just as easy go through front to back type of thing. So
Right, right.
hello, everybody. Again, it's Cameron Gwynn again with Duhon, the YouTube page. It talks a lot about a little, and today we're going to talk a little more with Duhon, but we're talking specifically about the album. Didn't erase it yet. Probably should have wrote it bigger, but Sorry Summer EP. We're gonna just go right into it, I guess. So where does the name come from for the project?
So I think when I was getting told a lot to make a project, I kind of had my timeline to be in the summertime. And that was maybe pre-pandemic. And so I was like making sure all my fans were like, oh yeah, just wait. Like summertime is gonna be it's gonna be a shit. Like it's gonna be popping. Like you
Mm.
guys gonna be listening to all this shit in the summer. And then summer kind of faded away. And so I think at that point it was like when I knew summer was gone, I was like, damn, like I feel like I kind of let my fans down. So I think that's where the whole Sorry Summer like EP like
Gotcha.
title came from. So
Okay. So that makes sense. So let's just get right into it. And just to kind of clarify the beginning of the last video where we're talking about the samples and everything, because I didn't quite chop it up properly, but he samples your engineer, right? Samples Jeezy
yes,
in what specific song did I say it was? It was I'm gonna get mine.
the yes.
Yeah, yeah. But I noticed it a couple other times and I wanted to go all the way through and count however many times I heard it sampled. And for sure I heard three, but I bet there's more. So that was an interesting little thing that I noticed as well right off the get. So, like I said in the last one, it's 8 tracks and it just flows together so well. I was giving him his props for that. It makes it tough to know the song title sometimes, but it makes the art just so much better. Um, so we start off with the hello intro, and it's kind of, I mean, it's a great opening to what we're doing here. It seems like, and I kind of mentioned a theme that you might have had throughout it. I don't know if it's true or not. And I should explain this as well. I'm going to explain what I got from the song, and then he's going to tell us what his imagination was trying to tell us
Right.
in the moment. So with the hello intro, it's kind of just like an opening to like, this is what to expect from me kind of in this process that I'm in right now type of thing. It's like I'm not super familiar with your older stuff, but it's kind of like this is a new process, and you mentioned it a couple times, like a new sound. How am I going to handle this? And it seems like there's a lot of reflection going on throughout. I would say like the first couple songs mostly, but the hello intro has that a lot when you say and like it's a blessing and a curse. You're nervous about the sound and all this stuff, and you're trying to not get distracted by outside routes, which is another thing that comes up multiple times. So I guess go ahead and explain the hello intro because I'm just kind of throwing up right now. Just words are coming out.
No, yeah, no. You're pretty much right on track as far as the intro went. I think kind of after my hiatus, it was kind of just like, hey guys, like don't worry, I'm still here. I'm just kind of, just in I'm cooped up.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just in my own dojo and just kind of taking care of my own craft. So I think the hello intro is definitely like that good introductory to be like, okay, like so Duhan's still in the mix as far as wanting to make music. It's
Mm-hmm.
just we had to give him some time to kind of, digest and realize like, okay, maybe I should take a little break just to kind of just live a little,
Mm-hmm.
just have some experience, and just go out and enjoy the world pretty much. So
It makes makes sense. And like I said, it kind of seems like there's a couple things that pop up a few times throughout this, with a lot of like reflection and being like kind of like questioning yourself a little bit, but also backing it up for a second. Like, nah, yeah,
right.
this is right. Like I'm being pushed into the right directions, type of thing.
Yeah, and it's funny because I feel like when I wrote this song, this was actually one of the, if not the last song that I wrote for the project.
Oh, really? It
So
just
it wasn't
happened to
even the
go up to the
beginning.
top.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even the beginning of like oh okay, I didn't know like all right, this is the intro. This is like So I think once I started to listen to it a lot, I was like okay, this is definitely
It's my dog.
this is definitely what's it called? Kind of like I kind of it's kind of weird, but I treat projects like essays,
Mm.
and like the Hello intro is definitely kind of like my thesis of like what's going to be broken down into this whole project.
Yeah, and I was gonna say like I believe I'm going through your lyrics on the way it is right now, and I believe it kind of wraps up what I was saying with the first one too, being like the going because you I think hold on, fill a bag rags to riches because I know ain't flinching. Yeah, okay. Never settle for the
Yeah,
bottom. Yeah, okay. So you're like finding yourself kind of right in the mix of like which one am I gonna do? Like where do I gotta go? I'm working really hard. I'm living on my own right now, but at the same time, you got like you're distracting me, dog. Chill out. Um, you're kind of also dealing with like, do you really want this? But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I want this. Like I'm working.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that song just kind of wraps that section of your like thesis up a little bit more, as
Right,
you put
right.
it. Yeah.
Agreed, agreed. Yeah, I think the way it is at first when I did have the project like completed as far as track list what goes, that was my favorite song 100%. Like
Mm-hmm.
that was a song I would always go back and listen to just because of the vibe and like I think my earlier stuff, I definitely did kind of like the West Coast kind of like Bay Area kind of music, and seeing just the evolution of me doing it from the beginning and then actually like having just a little more structure to my music, I think it's kind of like, damn, like I've gotten this far as making this kind of music. So
Yeah.
definitely applaud myself for that song
Yeah, I
100%.
mean, you should. I that's one of the songs that'll like. There's a couple songs on here that get stuck in my head, and that's one of them for sure.
Right.
And then we go into Guaranteed, which I feel like you just mentioned, like the kind of West Coast type of thing. You're kind of West Coast flexing on this one a little bit,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's kind of how I'm seeing this one. This one's a little more like braggadocious. Like, let me show you what I can do. A little flex on it, a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's funny because I think that song was just a very like fun song to make.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was at the moment, I
Yeah.
think there's times where I'm like, okay, maybe there should be because that truthfully the whole project I wanted it to just be a very relaxing project.
Mm-hmm.
But the way I structured it was kind of like seasons, just like the winter, like the summer, the
Mm-hmm.
spring, fall kind of thing, and I mean obviously it's in winter, spring, summer, fall,
Yeah.
but you kind of get the
This
gist
is
of
where
it.
it's heating up. We're in the spring right now, going into
Right,
summer.
right,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's kind of like a roller coaster as
Mm-hmm.
far as like the project goes, and when I did Guaranteed, I think it's very I think I was very like in my mind, kind of like a fantasy, like to where it's like, okay, like if this does happen, like guaranteed, like this is going to come, and not saying like give it all to me,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm just saying it comes with the territory,
Right.
making
You
music and
gotta,
having the superstardom and like having like, that class,
mm,
So yeah, that's definitely what Guaranteed was, and that's my engineer. I think that's his favorite song on the project, just because how he engineered it.
yeah,
And that song was actually mixed and mastered, I'd say, way before like the project was thought of.
really.
I think I just had it as a single, and I was like, okay, we're gonna drop this as a single, and then we're just gonna move on to the next stuff. But then I started realizing, like, okay, I dropped a lot of singles back in 2020, and that was just kind of, it wasn't overwhelming, but it was a challenge that I was willing to take, and I did it.
Yeah.
But now I was just kind of like, okay, let me at least just take a step back and kind of just collect a bunch of songs. That way I can make a full track list of just a project. But no, Guaranteed was supposed to be a single. I love that track. That track is probably the bounciest track on the project when it comes to like bass and just I wouldn't say replayability, but just having like that trap pop rap like fusion kind of thing.
Mm,
So yeah, no, Guaranteed is definitely a fun song.
yeah.
But I love, and I know we're about to get into the next track, but
Right. Which is
uh,
probably,
which,
I'd say probably my favorite one on
which
the,
is okay,
yeah.
fair, fair, and that's funny. A lot, it's like that's like a lot of fans' favorites, like
Yeah.
from what I've been hearing. Um, but the transition from Guaranteed to I'm gonna get mine is just like so smooth.
And I
And
do
I
actually, I meant to mention this earlier because I did notice it's not in every track, but going from the hello intro into the next one, there's like a little page turn type of thing.
yes,
And I
yes.
don't know if it's in between each one, but I hear it in between a couple of
So
them with
yeah,
the
it
little page
is.
turn.
So it's after once the intro plays, then you'll hear the page flip. But basically, the page flip is also kind of like all of
Next
the songs that
chapter.
I've been writing in my notebook, and it's kind of like my diary, I
Yeah.
would say. Like obviously in your diary you have certain things that obviously you don't want to tell people, but it's similar to a diary,
Right.
basically. How I'm just like spilling out everything that I can possibly spill out from
We're
what
gonna
I've been
circle back to that
experiencing
because
this
that
whole
was
time.
we're gonna circle back to that because that was one of the things that popped in my head while I was going through this. So I'm getting
Oh,
mine.
cool.
We're gonna get into that. This one I like a lot. This is the one where you say something about essentially them not working as hard as you, and that's why you're gonna go further than them. And that like really resonated with me because at the moment I'm like trying to transition into a full time coach. I talked to you about that,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm grinding. That's all I'm doing right now. I'm doing as much as I
Yeah,
can
you
with the
got to.
coaching to prove myself. That I can. Hey, guys, I'm good at this. I know I am. You guys will see that I am. Boom, let's get this.
Exactly.
And that's really just, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Like me with coaching, yes. You with music, yes. If you're an engineer and you're like, I want to build the strongest whatever, put in the work. That's just what you got to do essentially. And that's what I get from
100%.
this song. And that's probably why I like it and why fans like it too, is because it's like a positive message in a way.
Right, right.
So,
Yeah, when I did that song, at first I was like, mainly I wanted to just rap. I love rapping.
mm,
Like, don't get me wrong, like making a melody and stuff like that is really, really fun. But like what got me into wanting to make music was
mm,
rapping. So it's like that will never change.
yeah.
Like that will never change. Like throughout my whole like discography, there will always be a portion of rap inside of the music that I'm doing.
And I feel
So
like the song that comes up to it right after that, You Lose, and then in brackets, Trust Me, which trust him.
yeah.
Uh, you got some little good subtle bars. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's in this one where you say something about being so subliminal, like subtle messages in like kids' cartoons or something like that. Is it in this one or is it in another one?
I think what you're thinking about is Determined, which is the
With the
last
last
song.
one on it,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Which
yeah.
we will get to. We're almost there, but we'll get to it.
But yeah, but you lose, trust me,
Yeah, yeah.
was definitely I wanted to show my funk slash R&B kind of pop vibe.
Hmm.
I think I've been working on that a lot as of lately, and I enjoy funk music
Yeah.
along with R&B. Like I'm not the biggest R&B kid, but I do have my fair share of R&B music that I enjoy.
Yeah.
But You Lose Trust Me is definitely like that perfect blend, I would say, of what Duhon really is as far as like, okay, what
All the
is your
music thrown
sound?
together.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
every single element of Duhan is put into that specific song. And I
Right.
think that's one song that I feel like a lot of fans sooner or later are gonna appreciate more and more. Just because of the sound and how easy listening it is. Um, but no, yeah, I think that song's a sleeper. I feel I think my engineer that may be in his top three,
Yeah.
but because usually when we talk, sometimes he'll like blurt out some of those songs that we did in the project. So whatever, if I continue to hear the same song that he's blurting out, I'm like, okay, that's probably one of his favorites, and then
Right.
that's one of his favorites.
Yeah.
But but I mean, truthfully, I mean, he engineered the whole thing, so all 8 songs are. You know what
Right.
I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah.
if he was here right now to answer the question, but no, yeah, you lose trust me is definitely a song that I really appreciate as far as just like how it would sound live.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like just the structure of the song as far as instrumental,
Yeah.
like it's just so like live based. Like I can't wait to actually perform it and get to the point where I have like my band to get to that like level of just chemistry.
Right.
So, but no, yeah, You Lose Trust Me is definitely a track I think a lot of people are gonna listen to on the project, but it's not gonna be like, oh, okay, like this was cool. Like it'll
Right.
be more of a song later on that's like, no,
Because
this
it
song
creeps
right
back up
here,
into you. Yeah.
right. But
So
no, yeah.
that's kind of when you said sleeper. That's kind of how I feel about the next one as well with "Keep It Coming," and then
Mm,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So when I hear this song, it honestly just makes me want to like be in like specifically like California or Florida, somewhere with palm trees, coasting
mhm.
down the road with the top down on a sweet like Corvette convertible or something like that,
Right.
just chiefing for a little bit, like just taking it all in, just I got someone else driving. I'm not driving while I'm doing this. We're being somewhat legal with it. So you know what I mean? Like it's one of
Right,
those type of
right.
vibes. It's a good summer vibe if you're just chilling, hanging out, just some good music to have on. Like,
Agreed. Yeah, that song I think is an anthem in my opinion. I think it'll take some time,
mm,
but I think that song alone is just like, and like I said, like the previous song, how it would sound live, like that song right there
yeah,
would sound so fucking crazy live, and just everybody, I mean, obviously having some sort of recreational drug that they're using
yeah,
in the in the crowd, but I just envision just a lot of smoke just
appearing.
yeah, in the air, while that song is being played. But yeah, I definitely visualize 100% when I write my music too. I think I get into that mode where it's like, okay, this would sound dope here, this would sound good here.
Hmm.
So I like to put it in scenarios. But agreed, 100%. I wanted to make it feel like I was in California,
Yep.
and it was like whether it was the nighttime or it was the morning time for how people like interpreted it, like it's just California in general, and you can't beat the weather, regardless if it's nighttime or the morning.
Right.
So yeah, no, 100%. You're definitely on the money as far as that one goes.
Heck yeah. That's what we're
Yeah, I
going
love I
for.
love that song. That song is man.
Because when you say anthem, like I think of like I'm gonna reference Kendrick again because I saw him in concert and when he did I think it's Mad City, right?
Oh
Every time I'm in this and just the lights going and everything's just
man,
perfect with it, right?
yes.
So like with that one though, I mean I kind of envision a little something different. Now let's get into the creative side of things for a
Go
minute
ahead.
then. We'll stick with this song for a quick second. So I picture if you're performing this live, you just got done with a song, lights go dark for a second, you're just talking for a second, like maybe just kind of razzing the crowd for a minute, and then you're like, so are you guys kind of ready? Because I'm in the mood. I feel like smoking. Or how do you start that when you see I just want to smoke, and then
Yeah,
lights
yeah.
go up, and they already know what's about to
Ugh,
happen, so they got it right when the lights go up. You just see smoke wherever it is. It doesn't matter.
man. I'm definitely a believer of manifesting stuff, and when it comes to performing these kind of songs, like I get really anxious and excited to want to do it.
Mm,
And I know obviously you got to start somewhere, like whether it's 10 fans or one fan, it grows from there. And I think like sooner or later, like when people start to click on to what I'm doing and like the quality of music that I have and the talent that I'm willing to give
mm,
to my fans, I think it's something that people can respect and be like, okay, like maybe I should follow what he's doing because I feel like sooner or later something is just gonna crack and it's gonna be a snowball effect from there.
exactly. Yep.
So yeah, I'm just grateful that I have fans, that listen to it and that are willing to be like, yo, bro, I listen to this when I smoke or like
Yeah.
listen to it, like
Right.
they'll give me scenarios of like when they listen to it. So it's like, damn, like I feel that. I feel that
Yeah.
100.
And that's you kind of touched on one thing, so I'm gonna reference a Detroit rapper this time instead of a California rapper. On Big
Right.
Sean's I Decided, there's a clip where his dad is talking to him, and he says, "You can be talking with your mind, but they hear you from the heart, and that's why so many people fuck with
Mm,
you, Sean, is because they hear you from the heart." And you
mm,
can definitely tell, like you put a lot into the music. You can tell, like it's
right.
not none of it's half-assed. Like it feels complete. Each song feels
Mhm.
complete. And I just got done doing an album review of MGK's. That's why I kind of shit on it last time we were talking, but I just did an album review of that, and as I'm going through it, I'm like, I liked this album a lot more. Most of the songs don't feel complete. It's like, dude, this guy is like huge, famous, got lots of followers and all that,
Right.
but his songs are still incomplete. Like
Mm.
you know what I mean? So either way, we've been stuck on the same song for a little bit. So I Feel Stuck is the next one actually.
Man,
And this
whoa.
is this is one of the other ones that gets stuck in my head a lot, and I think it's an interesting transition from I just want to smoke, I just want all my worries to be gone for a little while to the these are
Mm.
my worries
Right.
essentially.
Yeah, no pun intended what you said there, how it gets stuck in your head. But
It
but
really does though. This is one of the ones I'll find myself like literally today walking out to the fields. I was just like, I feel stuck. And I was like, yep, all right. this
right,
this
yeah, no,
could be my favorite one on it. So
man, I get that. I get that 100%. When I was writing that song, I think I just got off of work, and I think it was a shitty day.
yeah.
It was such a shitty day. And I think I was just in my room just thinking and like that beat came on. And as soon as I heard the beat, like I knew that I was gonna say, feel stuck. Like I knew from the
It just came out,
I
yeah.
just did the I didn't even do the words yet, but I just knew that that was how it was gonna sound and that's how it was gonna hit.
Yeah.
I was
Cause that
like,
was the
okay,
feeling in the moment, right?
man, yeah. And I think from there, I think I ended up finishing the song probably in like maybe under like 15 minutes, I would
That's
say.
insane.
Yeah, I was zooming through it. So like once I finished it and I listened to it, like just in my head, like rhyming it, I was like, damn. I was like, this is hard.
Yeah.
I think I think by far it's one of my most transparent songs I've
Hmm.
done in general.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
I
would
think
say
it
that's
shows.
probably why I like it is because I get in situations where I'm feeling that way. Like I'll be at, and I was gonna ask you actually what you do for work, and I'll explain what I do for work aside from
Right.
coaching. I have another job where essentially I take pictures of cars all day, and it's
Mm,
like there's just stuff that goes on. I probably shouldn't say too much, but there's unnecessary drama that happens there. I'm probably getting a new job soon anyway, so whatever. But there's
fair.
unnecessary drama that happens at this place. It's like I'm not in high school anymore, and then I coach middle
Mm,
schoolers, and there's less drama with them. Like,
mm.
make it make
Yeah,
sense,
it doesn't make sense. Yeah.
right? So then I like go home, and I'm like, dude, how much longer am I gonna be at this job? Like, that type of thing, and then nothing's gonna help me get out of the mud. Like I feel stuck, like,
Man,
so
man, oh my gosh. Like I said, I'm so happy that like that song resonates with you so much, because I wanted that. I wanted this song to be the one song on the project that everybody can just be like, fuck, like I can't not relate to this song.
Yeah, exactly. It's a super
You know?
relatable song. And if you can't relate to the song, then you have like the best life ever and
Yeah.
screw you.
Kudos. Congratulations to the person that has this, like, has the opposite of what I wrote. Please,
Right.
no disrespect at all. Like,
So
but
let's get into the last one with Determined, and this is the one where I got mixed up with the
right,
lyrics
right.
in it, but hey, we're figuring it out.
Okay.
But yeah, this one you got I'm if I hope it's the right one. This is the one where you got some nice subtle little bars in there, like the subtle signage and cartoons and oh yeah, here it is. Like kids shows with subtle signage.
Yeah.
Boom,
Yep. There we
found
go.
it. But I'm just gonna let you take over from this one because I'm just lost
Yeah.
at the
No,
moment.
I think that song was like the perfect outro.
Yeah.
There was gonna be another song that was gonna be played after that, but I couldn't get a hold of the producer to where we were able to get the beat. So I was like, you know what, let this just be the last song. It fits perfectly well, and it's kind of like it sums up everything that I've talked about
Mm-hmm.
throughout the project. Like,
Yeah.
don't worry, like everything's going like you're doing perfectly fine. Like, don't overwhelm yourself, don't stress yourself out. Like, because obviously us as humans, we're our hardest critic.
Right.
If we see one simple flaw, we're like, oh fuck, like I'm off it. Like this is the end of the world. Like
Like my dog trying to itch himself right here, so we're getting all shaky. But yeah, no. So determined with like wrapping it all up, kind of. I like how
right.
when you get towards the end of it, it's kind of your aspirations of what you want. You
Mhm.
want to make sure everybody that's like in your inner circle is like set, they're all good, ready to go. Like if they need anything, you're there to be able to help them and all that stuff. And that's like, kind of like the step off. It's like the last send off of this is what to expect from me. I'm pushing it
Yes.
type of thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So this was like, I think it's funny. I was talking to my cousin about it, and he was the one that actually did the art cover. I don't know if you can see it. Right, it's like
I
a
thought that
small.
was it. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the front and the back cover right there.
Oh, there he is. Hello.
Hi, doggy. But when he was talking to me about it, he was like, "Man, that song was just perfect."
Mm,
It's like it was a perfect ending. He was like, it literally felt like it was like a, "Hey guys, don't worry, I'll be back.
right.
But let me just give you this right now so that you guys can enjoy it."
Yeah.
And that was perfectly the way he said it. He put the nail in the coffin, and I was just like, "Dang!" Like he dissected the project more than I did, and he was like I knew like he knew exactly what I wrote. And
Right.
I was like, dang, I was like that was but at the end of the day, I mean, that's what I want. I don't want shit to like go in one ear and out the other
Right.
kind of thing. But at
So
the same time, like I don't know. I think that the whole project transitions very well.
yeah,
Um, and I'm glad that it's out, and I can just take the monkey off my back and just,
let it do
you
its
know,
thing.
push it out there.
Yep.
Exactly. Exactly.
So let's talk about the overline themes with it then, because I feel like in doing this, I kind of have a leg up being able to interview you and hear your answers to this. So I kind of piecing in little other details. But before
Right.
the interview, I was thinking it was kind of like an open journal. Like this is how I'm feeling right now, but this is where I want to be. This is what I'm doing at the moment to try to get to this spot. Hey, this kind of sucked a little bit, but it got better. Keep your head in it. It's kind of like this is something that you're gonna look back on in a couple years and re-listen to if you're feeling like maybe you're like you personally are in a slump of some sort, maybe, and you go back and you're like, yeah, damn, you know what? Fuck the slump I'm in. Let's just get right back to it. Like it'll rejuvenate you in a way, Like this is like
Right.
your own diary to look back on type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. in the future I go back to this project and just think like, damn, like, okay, this is like, yeah, this is what I did, but I know obviously there can be things better
Oh,
that
for
can be,
sure.
you know?
Yeah.
So I think looking back at this project, it's like, okay, I'm working on the next project. And obviously that's going to be a different sound. But at the same time, it's going to be still what I incorporated into Sorry Summer. You know, like
Yeah.
there's going to be that lyricism, there's going to be a story behind it, and there's always going to be a message.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like with house music, obviously, it's not really the most like message based like kind of music, but why not fuse it, you know?
Right.
That's why I see it. Like why not put yourself outside of that box and just be
Mm.
like, all right, like let's try and do something that
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say artists haven't done it, but let's try to do something that I feel like hasn't been done from
Right.
what I've heard,
And
you
I feel
know.
like, and I totally agree with you. I interviewed, he's, I guess, kind of local. He's on the other side of the state from me, but he goes by Techno No. He's a house musician. And he was telling me that it's more of an interpretation for anybody. Like, it's not really like, I'm going in here with this type of attitude, this type of whatever. It's more like if the crowd moves with it, sweet. And whatever they get out of it, they get out of it. Like
Exactly.
that's on them type of thing. Which I
Right,
mean is
right.
cool and I respect that and I get why people listen to house music after hearing that type of thing.
Mhm.
But when you got a little message that's constantly going at you a little bit, and I hear the essay portion that you're talking about too, because for those of you who need help writing essays, maybe you got your thesis that's going to outline everything that you're going to talk about. You got the topics that you presented in your thesis, topics further explained, close out with what to expect and what you just heard. That's essentially what the album is when you wrap it up like that. So it makes sense here in the essay format and all that stuff. Like, yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
I see it. I'd
Yeah,
say
so
college professor gives an A.
I appreciate that. Haven't gotten an A.
That's okay. I haven't gotten an A in a while, but hey, B's and C's get degrees, so it's okay.
Man, I hear you on that shit.
All right, man. I'm glad we got to do this. Again, sorry, Summer. Go listen to it. I'm gonna put a little clip of myself at the beginning, telling everybody to go listen to it before they watch this,
Oh
so that
yeah.
they can come up with their own things. And if they think I'm completely wrong, let me know. But I got the source right here, so you can't tell me I'm wrong when I got the source.
Exactly.
So, man, I really appreciate this. This was a lot of fun. I haven't done one like this yet, so this was
Oh
really
yeah.
cool being able to actually talk to the artist about what I think is going on. So I appreciate it, and I'm glad we kind of got to make this work out.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this.
Of course,
This
man.
is dope.
Like I said, if
Um.
I like your music, I'm gonna have you on it, or at
Oh
least
yeah.
try. So
Oh yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. And I mean, hopefully we can do this in the future when more projects drop, and you know that we just built that relationship, and we kind of just grow from
exactly.
there.
I was
You know.
literally gonna say next project we for sure got to do this. I gotta have like a week with it though.
Oh,
So
agreed. Go
we'll do
ahead.
another interview to like hype everyone up about it, and then
Right.
I need a week with it to dissect
Oh
it and
yeah, no,
everything.
yeah,
So
yeah. Take your time. Take your time. If anything, it may get sent exclusively just for the hell of it. So
gang. All
yeah.
right, man. Again, Duhon. Sorry, Summer EP on all your favorite streaming sites. Like this, it's super easy for you, man, and it helps me a lot. Gets my name out there a little bit. Comment. I got all these vinyls I'm doing. I don't think I've done a single one on the wall yet. So
Got a lot of
we
good
got a lot
vinyls.
more to do. We got a lot more to
Yeah,
do, dude.
got a lot. Got a
Lot.
lot.
Got like 60 of them, and I think I've done 10 or something like
Oh
that.
yeah,
So
you got plenty.
plenty. So
Yeah.
either way, be on the lookout for those. Thank you again, man. Subscribe for more stuff. I don't know how to do this stuff. I'm not a beggar. I don't know this.
Comment down below. Subscribe. You know the drill. Come on, guys. We watch YouTube.
Yeah.